We should be live. Damn. Internet's acting a little buggy today, but never mind. We can get this over through. Right, it's live. What's going on, champs? Hope you guys doing well. Appreciate you guys coming on there as well. What do I say? I mean, I'm happy to be here, number one, and I appreciate you guys for being here. Smash up the likes, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed and you want a reason, well, just stay tuned and see what's up anyway. So I want to give a quick shout first, as always, to OKX. So let me just bring them up the screen there. OKX is the partner that I'm actually partnered with as well. They're what I've been using, to be honest, for trading on leverage itself. It's a weird one, like I was like. Well, when I look at it, right, it's like when you look at exchanges and stuff, you look at Binance, you look at OKX, you look at, Bybit, all the other ones, KuCoin and whatnot. And OKX is actually second largest volume in currently as well, and Binance is dropping down in volume. So I don't know. Does OKX overtakes Binance? It's a big statement to say. I know they're partnered up with me, and I got this badass hoodie from OKX as well. Shout out to OKX as well. And Raheem is a good friend of mine as well. Big love to him as well. I'm gonna plug him in, actually. Do me a favor and just give him a follow as well, if you can. Let me show you what's up. Raheem, Ray. This guy here is an absolute legend. So by God's blessing, it's mad. Honestly, there's a tweet I said, I was like, I'm still baffled to this day. I'm generally really, really baffled, as in what, Well, first things first, let's finish off going off sidetrack there. Let's finish off the partnership as well. It's where I've actually partnered with them as well. The link is at the bottom if you want to join the affiliation as well. I really appreciate that. And they sponsor City, they sponsor McLaren, the Tribeca Festival as well. They're doing big things, and I can only see big things for them as well. There's another thing. So I went to Paris, and thanks to OKX as well, and we actually had a great time and actually sat down with the product team. And I've got the pleasure to actually be quite close with them as well, with the OKX team, the whole team itself. And one thing I do want to know, and we had a discussion, me and the product team, is in regards to like, how do we make this better? And they were questioning me, what do I use, how do I do things, and what I'm looking for as well. And they've actually introduced the whole, you can use TradingView, like, the charts are like TradingView. You can actually annotate the charts as well on OKX on their platform. It's freaking phenomenal as well. Plus, for free as well. When you're TradingView Pro, you gotta have like 4 split screens, or like multiple split screens. OKX do that for free, so you don't need to pay $800 a month as well. They do a phenomenal job on their exchange as well. But yeah, going back to them as well. So one of the things they were asking me is like, what can I do? What do I want in a exchange and whatnot for usability? My question is, like, I'd rather have you guys tell me, what do you want in an exchange? What will make it feasible, not feasible, but like pleasurable for you to use? What are the things you're looking for? Like, one thing for me personally is like, I like to actually have TradingView on their platform and be able to actually annotate the charts, and they've done that. Like, things I've actually asked for, they've done that as well. They're bringing big things coming from OKX as well. A lot of big things coming from them. I can't really say anything because obviously, they will announce it, but I've used them and I'm phenomenally appreciative of them as well. So, one thing is also, I'm baffled about life itself, is regards to like, how I'm just a kid from Anam Rock. Like, I just want to have a quick chat to you guys before we carry on and kick it off as well. How I'm a kid from Anam Rock, like B8, that's where I'm from. 0121 from Brumtown. Like, I'm baffled. I'm honestly, swear to God, hand and heart, like, I really, really am stunned by where I am and how I've got here as well. There are a number of people and like friends and family that has been around me, and I want to appreciate them as well. There's too many to list as well. But honestly, you can do it. You all can do it. You all have the ability to do anything you want, and just put your mind to it. And I swear to God, you can do it. You can really do it. It's not difficult. It just requires consistency and hard work. I mean, I went to Paris, I came back, I'm tired as it is. Obviously, we went to bed late and whatnot with the guys, and I still hit the gym. I still do things. I still got commitments to do as well. And just like you guys, you have commitments too, and you still do it. So put your mind to it, and inshallah, everything will go well, man. Just work hard. I can't say anything more than that. Hard work goes a long way. And yeah, trust me. For me, I want you guys to do 1,000 times better than me. I'm just another human being. There's nothing else special about me. I don't consider myself any greater than, in what my mind is like, I'm good, but but God is the one that gives and God is the one that takes. That's why I always have, I fear God always. And if you put the hard work, life changes in a very beautiful way. That's what I can say. I can't say anything more than that. But anyway, let's get back into work anyway. Dollar index. Let's do the dollar index thing, and then we talk about crypto. In terms of BTC, I'm looking at possibly 48k. 48k. What the fuck am I talking about? That's mental, bruv, isn't it? Like crazy shit. But 44k to 48k. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Stay tuned and let's see what's up. Okay. So dollar index, we got January's higher. Right? That's the price that we're still playing in here. Okay. Let me just delete everything else. All it is. Price is stuck in this range. Oopsie daisy. Start again. And we got the, there we go. The, what you call it? Low. And we got the yearly open. Let me mark the yearly open in a different color. Right? So it's just an interesting thing where we are. And look at what we've done. We've come up to the range, to the yearly open. We rejected off it to me. And all it is, we're stuck between this high and this low. Oopsie daisy. Let me change the color. We are stuck between this high over here and this low over here. Are we going to take out liquidity out on the upside and then break down, take out this low over here? Or are we going to flip this and hold above it? And that's when it gets bullish. And when that gets bullish, I would like to see SPX turning down, Euros turning down, and in turn, crypto will turn down. But why am I talking about dollar index? It's just because in relation to what will the stock markets will do and the crypto market can do as well, as they pretty much, you say what you want to say, but dollar is the king. Dollar is always going to be the king until proven otherwise. So there's another key level that I want to actually highlight as well. This one is this one. You see this low over here and this high? This is a weekly range, right? That's a weekly high and a weekly low. We've taken out the highs, come back down. Is this a deviation? It's a new week. This is a new week here. But it was resistance when we closed. So are we going to break down and lose this level? I'll be looking for this low here, liquidity over here, and possibly these lows over here, make new lows of the year, possibly. Because why? We are finding resistance off the yearly open. Yearly open is the key thing. As long as long we're below the yearly open, it's bearish. Hard stop is definitely over here, right? But I mean, day trade's a whole different story there. Now, if I narrow things down and go a little bit closer in time, right? Let's go to the day. And I want to mark out this low and this high. Let me mark that out. There we go. So the highs and lows I want to mark out clearly. It was this low here, which is last week's low. And that is last week's high. Was that last week's? No, it's a week before. Let me have a look, sorry. On the weekly. Yeah, it was 3 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago, actually. 2 weeks ago is higher than lows. So go back to the daily. Turn this off. Whoopsie daisy. Here we go. So this is what we're looking at. This is what I'm looking at in particular. What we've found is that we've taken out the highs over here. So lower time frame. This is on the daily as well, working our way down. Don't need to go too much as well, but I'm just going to stick it down level to level as it is on a higher time frame, on a daily really as well. You got the liquidity of this high, liquidity of this low, the weekly highs, weekly lows. What we've done on one of the days, two of the days, we've done a deviation, found resistance. We are still underneath the weekly high. Now, how would I get bullish on the daily? If we close above this high here, then we can say, yep, all right, Bob's your freaking uncle. Get above the yearly open, which is somewhere around here, actually, right here. That's the yearly open. Let me mark that out. Or just TA here, nothing else. Keeping it simple, breaking it down one level to another level. Get above the yearly open. Bob's your freaking uncle. Take the longs. Off we go. Ideally, now we find a deviation here. That's the bullish plan. The bearish plan is literally finding resistance. Possibly this is Monday. Today's Tuesday. Shit. Fucking hell. Take out Monday's high. Maybe. Take out Monday's high, find resistance of here, of this high there, and break down. Once we get down underneath here, all we need to do, this kind of price action is, then it comes to the weekly mid-range, and from the weekly mid-range continuation down to the liquidity down over here. And then we'll see what happens next. If it gets down below, breaks down, continue further lower, or otherwise it's a range-bound environment where it holds above it, get back to mid-range, mid-range up to range high. That's all it is. From the high to the mid to low. Same thing from the low to the mid to high. That's it. That's the theme of today's actually episode really. Today's episode really is about low to mid to high, high to mid to low. That's it. A range band environment, nothing else. There's a reason why I'm talking about this on the dollar index, and I relate this to the crypto in just a moment there. So that's dollar index for you. Now SPX, we're making new highs of the years. What the hell is going on? Like, how the hell are we doing this? Like, goddamn, bro. Like, somebody tell SPX to chill out. But this is the interesting thing. SPX is making highs of the years, right? So I want to mark out 2020's high, which is this high over here. 2022 high and 2022 low. That's it. Okay. Now, if I draw a Fibonacci right here, right, and I'm just gonna highlight this level here, that is the mid-range. Anyone agree with that? That's the mid-range between the high and the low, low to mid. Okay. Now, the interesting thing about this is, look at this high. Oopsie daisy. Let me change the color. High, back to mid, mid, back to low. End of the day, with the deviation, just like Bitcoin did, back to the low, low, back to the mid. From low back to the mid, we chopped around over here. Now it's mid, back to where? Possibly the highs. It looks freaking bullish if you ask me. I ain't gonna lie to you about that. And the interesting thing is, if I bring up this chart over here, this is 2021's range itself. So we've got the low, we've got the high. Sorry, that's the high there. We've got the low somewhere around there. My face is in the way, but it's the low of the year. That's support. Deviation, you find the deviation in the mid-range. Look at that. I mean, there's a gap here. We filled it out on a weekly, so we can still rally up on the upside. Flat body candle here. I'm a little bit skeptical about this, but it's an interesting little factor I want to talk about in just a second. I'm just on the weekly really as well. So there could be a pullback, so which means I might be looking at what I'm looking for, possible pullback on Bitcoin on a lower time frame. I'll break it down in just a moment there. So what it is, right, get back that up, play it back down over here into this high to this low. Because right now, if I actually, let me just, that's the high and low of Monday, the 12th of June, right? Let's go back to the daily. Let's have a look. Fuck it. Let's go to the 4 hours. Let's have a look, right? Monday the 12th to Monday the, so look at this now. We've got a gap here, and I want you to focus on this gap. It's possible. I'm not saying it's not. It's impossible. See this gap over here? That's the gap there. Okay, from this high. From this low here to this high there. Okay, that's the way the gap is. We partially filled it out. It can continue to go higher without filling the rest out. It can do whatever it wants to, but we're just going to mark this out level to level. Now, what we're looking at is the 12th, the Friday. So that's the 16th. Where's the 12th? Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, the 12th. This is Monday, Monday. That's the low. So we've got the low is right around here. All right, and the high is right around here. So all we got to do is draw the mid-range. It's about somewhere around here. Finding resistance at the range high. We're calling up. Now, the interesting thing about when I see like a price calling at a certain area where there's a range high and range low, to me, is a breakout is about to come. I'm a little skeptical. I'm a little cautious because we do know we're at resistance. That is the high, right? And that is the low on the weekly. We're finding resistance. So if I were to actually look for a breakdown, I'm looking for a breakdown like this, right? Let me just do this. Something like that. Once we lose this over here, get back down over here, break down. This is now my confirmation to say, what? Short this motherfucker up there, stop loss there, come back down to here as an easy target there, target 1, target 2, mid-range, and then we'll see if we get back below, back down to mid-range, target 3, target 4, target 5. That's all it is. Filling out the fair value gap over here, take out the lows over there, and go for the liquidity down at the Monday's low, of that weekly range low there. That's all it is. Where would I be wrong? Well, if it comes to the mid-range, how would I actually, cut the trade as well? That's why we take targets as well. Like these targets are important for me to take profits. But if you start holding above it, bullish price action, off we go, back to the range high. That's a possibility. Now, how would I be, if I'm like, what if we actually start smashing above and keep going? That's a possibility. That means dollar index is breaking down. You have to remember, we're looking at resistance on dollar index to me. Right, for the weekly itself, right, is that resistance for a weekly range high, a range low at resistance there. We're just above it now at the moment. On the daily, looks like a deviation. We're coming back down low, in my opinion. All we've done is take out liquidity already, and it's back down the range low itself, around 25% of the range itself. So sorry, 75% of the range. So we're not too far from the mid range. So it means there's resistance going back from high back to mid. That's what I'm looking for temporarily. Then looking at S&P, that means that we can actually pop up now. Interestingly enough, when I see price coil up above or below the range high. So if you could just keep doing this, just tapping. Eventually, how many times is he going to tap before he breaks above it and find bullish price action and just rally the fuck up? That's a possibility there, and I like to see that. So for me to be bullish, and the same thing if it's on the bearish side, if he finds supports over here, taps, keeps tapping, eventually he's going to break down and find resistance, and then Bob's your freaking uncle, take the shorts there. That's your confirmation there. So that's what we're looking for. And if I'm bearish on dollar index and we're tapping at the top, well, doesn't that, whoopsie daisy, what the fuck happened here? There we go, just whoopsie daisy. Too many control Z's there, innit? There. We're looking for thingy. We keep tapping it. Look how many times we're tapping this there. Once we get back above bullish price action, Bob's your freaking uncle. Let's go rally up there. I mean, this level here, 4, 5, 10, is the 75% range. And interesting enough, probably go to range high. So bullish on S&P if we take out those highs and get above, which comes into what? The high comes into 449, hasn't it? 449, no, 4493. So $4,493. Then if we flip that level, off we go. Let's go for higher prices. So Bitcoin, that's the important thing that we want to talk about. Now let me bring up this special chart. BTC USDT OKX, that one, that's my chart. I want to take you to a tweet that I actually did, but I'm going to discuss this a little bit in depth there. Okay. All right, and then we're going to talk about what are the plans. Okay, it's nice and easy, simple as that. You know what? I didn't want to smoke on the stream in it. I wanted to change like the kind of outlook instead of actually not smoking kind of thing, and just be a bit more clean and professional. But I ain't gonna lie to you. Fuck that, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh shit. Yeah, fuck that, man. I'm gonna smoke. If I want to smoke, I'll smoke in him. If anyone wants to join me, please join me as well. Cool. But yeah, so what I've got there is quite interesting. Is the 2022's range, the high and the low of the year. That's what I've got there, and I've also marked out the 2021's range low as well. Well, not range low, the low of the year. So what we've talked about so far is literally we're playing from the high to the low. High to the mid to low. Then it's low to mid to high. That's what we talked about as well. There's going to be a chop around the mid range. There's always going to be a bit of chop. That doesn't change at all. So, but what's interestingly enough, give me 1 second there. Yeah, what's interesting enough is the fact that we just need to, we'll come into the mid range. If we come into the mid range, what does that mean? You know, like this approaching longs, isn't it? Right? What's the longs there? Into this area. What level is this? This level here is 31.8k. Now, when I was talking about the highs to the low mids and all that kind of stuff, let's just follow this through there. We got from the high to the mid to the low. Got the low over here, low of the year. Then we did low, then we grind all the way back up to the mid. That's what we're looking at. 31.8k is possibility, which means we will take out last month's high. Take out last month's high. Interesting enough, all we need to see is a flip in price action there, bullish price action. Off you go. Bob's your freaking uncle. We fill out all this fair value gap on the weekly, and then we start taking out liquidity, and possibly taking out 2022's high of the year. After that, I don't know what's going to happen. In my opinion, along the way of this year, I believe we can hit 44k to 48k. There's a reason why I'm going to say 44k, but we'll talk about that in just a second. But 48k is a very, very strong possibility in my opinion. Okay, so it doesn't mean that I'm mega bullish right now. Long your freaking lungs. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying to you right now is that be aware of a price action that will take you out if you're not prepared for it. As in, what we can do this, right? Get all the bears all excited and stuff like that, and then start ripping above, holding above here. And around this level here, 31.8, it's like, yeah, we did. Okay, they took out the highs. They're ready to take the shorts. Look, something like this. Like, I'm sure we're going to see plans like that. All right, take out the shorts, break down. This is what they're looking for. Go back to this level here. Take out liquidity, and back down to 16k and possibly to 10k. I don't know, 10, 8k. I've seen some numbers, some crazy numbers. I've seen 5k, bro. And I was like, yo, like, that's mad. Like, fair play. Like, if he goes there, he goes there. What do you want me to do? Freaking cry about it, bruv? Nah, man. If it's going down, it's going down. I'll play it going down. It's not a big deal. I'm prepared for that kind of idea. Because what's important for me, in my opinion, is actually the mid-range. We're going to get chopped. My importance thing at the mid-range, right? Because I didn't take a long at 17k over here, right? I took longs at 17k, going out for these highs there, and I was playing it long there. I started playing longs over here. I got fucked over. Got longs over there. Got fucked over with stop loss over here. Comes over here. I'm like, this is it. Come over here. I took longs over there. It's all on Twitter. I scalped it on a Friday. I was on a fucking. I was out for dinner on the Friday. I remember that. I was in Mayfair. No, was it Mayfair? I don't know. It's a thingy. It's a restaurant called Ivy Asia. Ivy Asia. Yeah, it was some green thingy. Really nice, expensive, bruv. You know, it cost me not an arm and a leg, but it's quite pricey, bruv. Like a freaking big ass sushi, like this massive, right? And it's not even big ass sushi as well. It's little pieces of sushi, but it's all decorated and stuff with smokes and shit like that. Nothing freaking. I think, to me, sushi's overrated. If you like sushi, you're a bit of a pansy, in my opinion. That's what I think. I don't know. Maybe, like, I don't like it. Yeah, it's not erotic, exotic. Fucking hell, what the hell's going on with me? Exotic, but I ain't paying 80 quid for that shit. You know what I mean? I paid 80 quid for that. And I was like, yo, this is a scam, bruv. I was like, I got a rug pull from Aviation. At least put me on in some shit coin or something like that. And let me degen that shit like 300 for like 300 £80 and hope for like 1000x and then get rug pull. I'd rather take that over paying for like a pansy meal of sushi, if you ask me. I don't know about you guys. I like to hear your suggestions, but I don't know. I'll tell you something. Full of fucking pansies over there. Like buying sushi. I mean, like, yeah, I get it if you want to impress your girl and stuff like that. That's cool. Nah, man. For me, it's £80 for something I don't like. I'd have it just to make people happy. Like, you know, when you got your family and stuff like that. They're like, oh yeah, we want sushi, but like, and in my head I'm like, yo, you youngsters, man, I never had fucking sushi in my timeline, man, bruv. Like back in the days, we had toast, man. Get your toast, bruv, and eat your fucking toast in it. Stop complaining, you little bitch. That's what I heard it in. There's no sushi in my time. But anyway, regardless, so that's the bearish play. That's how I would be happy to go for the bearish play. But however, what if we do something like this? Take out these highs there, gets all people all bearish and stuff like that, and rips above and start going up higher. Because once it rips above and retests this high kind of thing like that, for example, that's bullish market structure. Because what we've done is, this is on the weekly, on the daily doesn't look bullish, the daily looks weird, but on the weekly this is the low, that's the higher low, higher low. We're making a new higher potentially as well. We've already taken out this high there, so that's the key thing that I'm looking for a bullish play on the long term. I'm not saying take your longs now. I'm actually pretty bearish right now. I'm in a short myself personally, right? But I'm pretty bearish playing in Monday's range. So that's the plan. That's really is the plan to go to 48k. To get to 44k, how would I look at this? It's slightly different. It's not this chart. Is it this chart? It's not that chart. I think it's this chart. This chart here, right? It's basically using 2021's range. That's all I've done, right? And I've talked about this many times. Nothing's really changed. All it is, right? We got the first quarter's low, first quarter's high of 2021. All we've done is went from the high to the from the whoopsie daisy. I don't like this blue. I like this red. You guys think it's pink, bro, but I think it's fucking red in my eyes. You can tell me that's fucking pink as well. Fucking red, bro. Same color. You look. You can hide it, man. It's so blended. That's fucking red, man. What are you fucking talking about? This bare time saying is like pink, man. I'm colorblind, so I'll fucking wear that on my chest anyway. What are you gonna do? Take the mick out of a disability? You guys are fucked, fam. Just taking the mick out of disabled people. Rah, fam. Parents didn't teach you. I'm joking. I'm messing. Alright, anyway. So, from the same thing, low to mid, mid to high, high to mid, mid to low. Didn't go there, but he came to the yearly open and he found support the yearly open anyway. Low to mid. Bit of a chop, obviously, because mid-range is always choppy. But the point is, mid to high, high to mid, mid to low. Done the deviation now. Now we're going to step in there. We've taken out these highs. I don't mind it coming back down over here, holding this level there. Reclaim this 32.4k. Once we've done that, I think that will actually increase our probabilities of target 1, target 2 into the mid-range itself. That's just 25% of the range, and that's the 50% of the range. And after that, we'll see what happens. Do we take out these highs, which is 2022's high, which I do think so. And I'm quite happy for a pullback all the way down, potentially to this level here, or well, around this block over here. And then we can stabilize over here, and then we have the freaking Bitcoin halving, wherever it is. Maybe take this out, find support, and off we go. Back to mid, back to high, See if we get, you know, if it's a deviation, it's a fucking deviation, fam. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what to say. Back to the mid-range then. But if we get back above and hold above it, well, let me try and delete this stuff. I need to start restarting my computer, man. I don't even shut it down. I put it to sleep every time. And then hold support, bullish price action. Off we fucking go. Bob's your fucking uncle. And then we'll see what happens. Probably 150k. I don't know. It's weird I just said that. Fucking hell. There's a reason why I said 150k. It was a joke I was saying to everybody. Like, I was saying on the trip anyway. It wasn't a joke, but like, I was like, yo, imagine this in it. Like, I'm not saying, yo, we're going to go to 1 million. But I'm saying, like, imagine it goes to 150k and that's the top. Because why? This low here was about 3k in it. And the higher the higher the run was 69k. That's about what? Let's call it like 20x from the low to high. This low here to this high over here is about 20x. I don't think we're going to do 20x in the next run. I'm saying I don't think so. 20x from the lows itself, which is at 15k, is you're talking about what? 300k. I don't think we can do that. What I think is probably from the low to the high is we might be able to get to freaking a 10x from the low, which is 150k. I'd like to see what happens, but we'll work it out level to level when we get there. So that's Bitcoin as a whole, you know? That's Bitcoin as a whole. ETH, quickly just do the same thing. Right, nothing too special. All I've got, we've talked about it before. I'm going to just touch base on it as well. Let me delete this shit for a second. And I'll bring this back up for a moment there. We need to change some levels soon as well. Anyway, low to high, that's the second quarter 2021. Done the deviation, back from the low, sorry. Back to the high, done the deviation, back to the mid-range. Mid-range, back to range low. That's the deviation. We were making higher highs all the way there. We're making, I mean, like, I'm saying, look, one could argue, it's like, yo, but gee, like, what the fuck, bro? Before you talk about 30k, 3k on to the mid-range, there's a possibility of being short. Well, yeah, I'm not saying no. I won't say no, something like this. Yeah, something like, let's call it like that. I think that's fucking reasonable there. Done the deviation, support, deviation. That was support there. Deviation, support. This, well, I'm hoping, if we actually can reclaim this level here, that's the key. That's the high that's capping the market there. Pop above it there. Hold support. Bullish price action. Off we go. Then we're seeing 2350. 2350. Fill out the freaking fair value gaps right over here. Back into the mid range that hits around 3k. That's a possibility. And then we'll see what happens next time. I'm just looking at the possibility. Now, what is the bearish plan? I'm absolutely down with the bearish plan. I'm not saying that like I may shit on a lot of bears for fun. I do it for fun, man. It's bouncing it. Like, if you can't take a joke, then I'm sorry, mate. Like, I don't know what to say. I don't know how, like, if you're offended, you don't need to actually look at my tweets in it. But it's like, sometimes, like, you never know on social media. You might tickle the wrong guy. And then the next thing is, he's actually like freaking, harassing you and shit on your comments. He's like looking for you to actually take an L, and then he's there on your fucking, on your tweet and your comments, and it's like, yo, you fucking shit bag. I don't want that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I can't be arsed with that shit. But anyway, throat's fucking dry, man. I gotta start smoking, man. I went to Finger. I met OP Crypto and Shaman. Shout out to those guys as well. And just like, we're just smoking, just chilling and stuff like that. Fucking Shaman is a fucking funny geezer though. I ain't gonna lie. He's so jokes. I got love for that guy, man. Like, I felt like I could be me. Like, well, not me, as in like I'm hiding myself. Like, I could just bounce like dumb jokes in it. Because I've got a weird sense of humor that I push things to the limit. And I like, it's not like I like it, but I just do it. I think it's the autism in me. But like the fucking, yeah, it's this the autistic trait out of me as well. You all got something. Fucking hell. That's better. It's autistic trait out of me. But anyway, bearish plan is, if we get back below here, I'm happy to go level 1 back over here. If we can't hold above it and show bullish price action, then I'm looking for, let this lose there, level 2, take down this low over here, and then we can go for the yearly open, possibly. That's what I'm looking for, possibly. If that happens, then fine, no problem. I haven't done this on the 2022's range high. Let me do that, actually. That's the high of the year, right? That's, oopsie daisy, that's not high of the year. That's the high of the year. No, this is the high of the year. There. High and low of the year. You can see though, like, if you look at this, right? Let me just freaking enlarge this motherfucker for you. There we go. If you look at it, right, it's trying to move there. That's it. Let's just mark these levels out. That's range low, mid range, range high. And now targets could be possibly going up to taking out this liquidity at 35.80 or hikes. So hide everything else there. What we're finding, we're finding a bit of support. What is the support really at this very moment in time? I'd say it's about this low here. It's acting as support there. That's the pivot where price is actually, deviating, sell off, right? Resistance, sell off. Now we flipped it, holding a support, deviation, holding a support. So we could still do this. I'm not saying no, but I'd be quite down for it to go back up into the mid range, and then from this mid range there, bullish price action there, fill out the fair value gap all the way here, target 1, target 2 into these highs there, and then that's your final targets there possibly. But that's possible. So we got you mix and match it as well. So you got the mid range obviously there. So I'm gonna mark that in blue. So you're watching this mid range there, and if we find resistance off the mid range, let's say that we actually come into it. Let me delete that for a second. Let's say we come into here and we do some of it. Oopsie daisy. 1 second there. Oh shit, man, I thought it was someone else, man. I was like, yo, who's messaging me here for a second? It's like, yo, some geezer in it. I'm like, some geezer's name come up. I'm like, who's the hell is that guy? You know that? You ever done that? Like, someone's name come up and like, he's like, I don't know this geezer. I'm like, and then you scroll down, you look at the notifications, and it's talking about some story. Like, it's like, oh, so you're that guy. But yeah, what I was saying is, if we come up into here, right, and do some of this and deviate, say come back down below here, I'm happy to take the shorts level to level, and then we'll see what happens if we get back down level to level as usual. That's all it is. That's all I'm looking at. Now let's look at the possibilities of what we're looking at in terms of crypto. Okay, we need to actually bring up the 4 hours. Well, let's go on the 1 hour. Let's fucking do this on the 1 hour. Now bring this up. What chart is this? Right, so let's just mark this out. I want to mark out Monday's high and Monday's low. Okay, that's, to me, that's really important for me right now. Okay, let me just close this. Monday is, where the fuck are you? What day is it today, bruv? It's the 4th, isn't it, right? So yesterday was Monday. Oh, so Monday's low is this low over here, right? That's the low of Monday, and that's the high of Monday. We are coming into Monday's low, right? There's a Dartmoor candle right here. Let me just show you this on the daily. I'm gonna mark this out, right? I'm gonna mark this in a different color. That's the high and that's the low. Interesting enough, right? There's a reason why I'm showing this as well. Shout out to Mura. Mura was the guy who actually talked about the Dartmoor candle as well. So let me mark this in a different color as well. And it was an interesting strategy, and it's worked actually. When I've actually I've done it last time as well. Granted, the last time there was a deviation below here, it looked bearish, and then he bang, and then he fucking ripped the motherfucker out there. What am I talking about as well? It's literally this candle right here. Where is it? You'll see just a second there. There, look at this. There's the Dartmoor candle right here. There's some nasty deviation right there, and obviously on the daily, you just fucking look. Well, this is a low that holds support, deviation, bang, suck your mom. That's what he said to you, innit? Then from the high back to mid back to low, done the deviation, and then yeah, he fucking dumped down anyway. So similar play that I'm looking for. So I'm just looking for Monday's low. Now, looking for Monday's low. Why? Well, using this Dartmoor candle, right? Which, let me just mark this out on the 1 hour. Let's do this on the 1 hour. We'll do the whole thing on the 1 hour, okay? And hopefully that should help everybody here, okay? So what we got here is quite simply the key levels we need to mark out. That's the Dartmoor high. That's the Dartmoor low. Oopsie daisy. Get a little bit closer. That's the Dartmoor low. And that's the Dartmoor mid-range. So for those who have missed it, it's not a problem. Don't worry. There will be another opportunity that will come at hand, and you guys can take the shorts when you feel like it, okay? So don't stress, relax, take it easy, take a deep breath. I'm going to find a fucking opportunity for you guys there. Where's the fucking Monday's low? That's it. So the Monday's low is this level here. That's that. Okay, that's the Monday's low. That's the Monday's high. And the mid-range, where was it again? Back into here. That's the mid-range. This is the 1 hour now. Okay? can you see how price has actually come? It's made low to mid, mid to high. Now we're going from high back to mid, deviate. Yeah, it's gone back to mid, but didn't take out these highs there. Done a deviation, hold above it, deviation, and it's finding resistance in the mid-range, coming back down to the range low. There's an element of actually support. What is the element of support? Well, right now, let me delete that. It's going to be this particular level here, right? So we could still come back up, push up, and then the next day, Tuesday, target 1, target 2, back into the mid-range, and extended targets I'll be looking for into this range over here, the mid-range of that dark mode candle. Because why? It's high, back to mid, mid to low, low to mid. You see how we held it, support, support, mid, back to high. I was looking for shorts actually. I was right looking for shorts around here. Then I got stopped out in it. So that's my problem in it. You know what I'm saying? It's not your problem. But yeah, I was looking for shorts to take. I wanted this to be taken out first, and then we take out this high there, and then reclaim. That's the idea behind why I was looking for shorts. But instead, it decided to take the high first, and now it's going for the low. 25.5 to 25.5, 29.5k is a very important level for me right now. So once, let me delete that. Once we've done that, I mean, like, and the question is, what if we don't actually, whoopsie daisy, what if we don't have a pullback? That's a very possibility, right? What if he actually decides to say, you know what, we're going to come back down, go into Monday's low, we don't go back to the mid-range there, which is perfectly fine. What we're looking for is letting price do its thing. Now, the two things for me to be better, so the one thing they actually get bearish, let it get down. Once it gets down below the mid-range, finds resistance like this, shows me continuation of bearish market structure, take out the lows over here. And that's all I'm looking for. And then from there, if we hold above it, bullish price action, take the fucking long back to the mid-range. Mid-range back to range high. That's all it is. Flip it back and forth to a range. Nothing else, nothing too complicated. But what if we're wrong and we actually decide to delete this, and break down over here? Then fuck it, go back down over. It's not a big deal. We'll work it out there from time to time. But I'm just looking at this range over here throughout the week, possibly as well. You know, like I think it will take a few days to unfold. I don't expect this to actually be in one day, but crypto can do whatever. If the plans actually, you know, get to this, and then now we're still in the same week, we'll have to do a new session. Then from there, we'll see what happens. Now, I mean, what if we go back to the Monday's high? That's a possibility. Take out the liquidity before we come back down to the mid-range. So what I would like to see, you see this area here? Let me mark this out in black. That's what we call an order block, right? So if it does do this thing, right, and finds support, flips this is an order block there, it becomes a breaker, bullish price action, target 1, target 2, and then we'll see what happens. If we came back down, play the shorts back into the mid-range, and then from the mid-range back down to range low. That's a possibility right there. So I'm tight to my stops. My stops right now is actually above. Delete that. Yeah, my stops right now is above this high over here. So that's the order block there. That's where I've tried my stop loss there. I've just before the stream actually, I've taken a small some profits off there, because obviously we found support. Well, we're coming to this area there. I've got to take some profits off there, somewhere around here, wherever it was. I don't really know. Just do 25% extra off the table there, and that's all it is. Simple as that. Everyone follows. Now the bullish play is, well, I do think we're gonna go down first before we go up. I do think we're gonna go down first. Like, that's my personal opinion, right? I like, as much as I love to be bullish, I will be bullish when the time is need to. I showed you the plan with the OKX one. Let me bring this up there. OKX, no, fuck off. BTC USDT. And let me bring this up there. So that's the, try and get this all squeezed in. Actually, that doesn't work out very well. Actually, it does work. Just about. Might have to change this actually. Let me delete this for a second. Sorry about this, guys. And that will be, oopsie daisy. And that will be the low. All right, that's the low. Fuck off, man. That's the low. So that's that. Now, flipping this, what we're looking at is this mid-range there. So now, what if we get back up, right? And instead of breaking down, we actually do flip the Monday's high. That's a possibility. I'm not saying nothing is impossible. Once we do that, I'm looking at 31.8k and 32.4k, which is liquidity at the range high itself. There's an important factor of that. which we'll touch base in just a second. I'm just relaying this level there, and once we flip that level there, it shows bullishness. Off we go. 32.4k will give us above 32.4k will give us confirmation for higher prices, and we're looking for level to level, possibly 44k to 48k. I like to think 48k, but I'm gonna be a trader within the range. What it is to me, what's more important to me, what's the long-term range? It is the 2021's mid-range. 44k is what I'm looking for. That's the key thing. That's my view, and we'll see what happens there. Ethereum, quickly just touch base on it as well. Now Ethereum is actually taking a little dump over here, isn't it? So Sunday, Monday, where's Monday's low? We actually taking out Monday's low. That's Monday's low right there. So Ethereum is taking a nasty little dump, right? And it was a clear short here because he ran the highs there, takes out the liquidity, back into the mid-range, from the mid-range down to the range low there. Now the key thing is, does he actually hold above this level there? Just bullish price action. Nothing goes to these levels there. That's what we're looking for as well. I'm not too sure we'll see what goes on, but it doesn't give us the same price action. Well, you do have a Dartmoor. The Dartmoor is richer here. Right? It's not the best of Dartmoor, but then what we're looking for, oopsie daisy. That's what Sunday's high. Week. Oopsie daisy. Going to the 1 hour. Where's Sunday's high? Friday, Sunday's low, Sunday's high. Alright, cool, that's it. So, what I'd be interested to see from another flip side of a point of view is liquidity over here coming back into potentially into this area there and this area here. Okay, just work this out one step at a time. That's Sunday's high. Nope, that's not Sunday's high. Let me delete that again. That's Sunday's high. Deviation above it, deviation, lower highs is forming, and what's happening is I don't mind if it comes back up, breaks down over here, I'm down to fill it back into this area, target 1, from target 1 down to target 2 as a short. I'm very down for that. I'm very down for that. I don't mind it as well, level to level, and see how it goes. And if you, then that'll be like target 1, target 2, and extended targets. If we get back down below, coming back down to these areas here, this area here, that will be filling out the fair value gap, which we talked about last week, what a fair value gap is. Once we fill this out, and then we'll see what happens there. So, but I'm very keen to see what Bitcoin does, in my opinion as well. Bitcoin dominance is an interesting one, you know. It's a very interesting one. You know why? Well, let me show you. It's breaking down, bro. Like, yeah, I said it to the group as well. This is a key factor, and yeah, we flipped it and we're coming back down. I think it pushes down into these areas here around 50%. Then from 50% we'll see what happens. A trend line there. Once we get down below here, this will give more space for alts to breathe actually. So it'd be like a mini run. A mini run would be good. We'll see how far this goes, but I'm not gonna hold my breath on it as well. But it's a mini run on alts as well. So that means if that's the case, if we're gonna have a mini run, I'm down for it to actually have ETH to actually pop up. How would I like to see it? Let me bring up my levels. This chart. What's going on? Oh, I deleted it, the bastard. Okay, let's mark this up then. First things first, let's go to week monthly. This is wrong. There we go. Right then. So what do we have here? All right, on the monthly, we got April's range. To me, April's range is the most important factor right now. That's high, and that's the low. Let me mark this out. The low, it comes into 1762.77. Coordinates 1762.77. All right. Change this color into purple. I know that's the April's range. So where we're at, you can see that we found support off the April's low. Take out liquidity. Found support off 2021's range low, which we talked about. All we're looking for is a flip above this, bullish price action back into the range high. Take out liquidity up there. That's all we're looking for. Nothing else. Nothing too crazy. I think it's possible. We'll see what happens when life actually, if life gives it to us. Bismillah. You know what I'm saying? So break this down onto the monthly. Actually, the key thing we've got is this level here. This level here is what? The quarterly open and the monthly open. Let me just see if I got that right. That is right. It's at the low over here. So let me make that as green. So I know that is the quarterly open right there. So we're just fucking out. We're just below the fucking quarterly open there. Damn, what happened there, fam? Now it's playing up now. And that's what happened. He's just playing up, fucking hell. Right, anyway. So you can see that's the quarterly open. We're below the quarterly open. Whoopsie daisy, right? right? We're below the quarterly open, new quarter there. What is last month's high? The last month's high is literally this level here. All right, that's last month's high. So we can flip that. Obviously, we've got something going on over here. Let me mark this out. Something like this, actually. I think that's reasonable there. So all we're looking for is looking to flip. Well, let me change the color there. If we get to flip this, hold above, because as long as we hold the monthly open, if we flip above it, then I'm down for the longs itself. I'll agree for the breakout to the longs itself, to the upside as well. Looking for April's while playing. What am I playing actually? I'll tell you. For April's range, is it? That's what I'm looking at. It's on the hourly there. It'll be something like this. Bullish price action. That's the confirmation. Off we go. Level 1, level 2 there. We'll see what happens there. And look, level to level. Nothing else. Nothing too crazy there. That will be the key thing there. But ideally, that's if it was to be bullish. If not, what we're looking at so far, we know that's the high of the month, the high of the quarter, and the low of the quarter so far. Where is that? Low of the quarter, high of the quarter. Flip above that, it is fucking bullish. Everyone has to agree. But what happens if we actually lose the quarterly open? Breaks down over here, takes out this low. Interestingly enough, what is it? Sunday's low. That's it. That's the high and the low, and we work it out level to level. And after that, if it takes this out, we see what happens at the 25% of the range. We hold support, and that's filling out all this fair value gap right over there. Bullish price action, get back up, off we go. Level to level. What? Target 1, target 2, target 3. So it's just playing within the range itself that we got at hand. So that's it really. That's all I've got so far. Hopefully it helps out. You know, I'm bullish. I'm leaning bullish, but there's a lot of hard work on the upside at the moment. Like to go to the upside at the moment there. I don't expect it to be so easy. Then again with crypto, and if you can actually just rip like a motherfucker. So I'm not too sure what's gonna happen. I've got my views there. I'm in the short on Bitcoin myself, personally speaking as well. And yeah, tomorrow's a new day. I'm not really gonna actually look at anything at the moment there. I've just got that short itself and see what's up. All right, any questions before I go? All right then, guys, I'm gonna catch you soon. Take care, everybody.